Do you feel like there's something that everyone has within them that they're passionate enough about to be able to make money from?
I feel like that's kind of a loaded question.
Okay.
Because like,
Unload.
hey guys, welcome back to Mindset Talks podcast. It's Girls here for another episode, just ready to share some knowledge with you guys and continue doing what we do best.
She almost made a whole intro without one laugh.
I tried, but I kind of had to slip it in there, I guess.
It's just your excitement of being here for another episode. That's all it is.
It is. So, how are you today?
I'm pretty okay. It's things are just going. It's kind of the same day in and day out. I hate to say it right now. It's a bit stagnant.
Yeah.
Um, I was going to be going to Florida, but that kind of changed. So
Mm.
that's a little disappointing, but unfortunately, it's just the way the cookie crumbled for now, but I'll get a vacation in soon. I was really looking forward to just getting out of Connecticut for a little bit
Of
and being
course.
somewhere much better with much better food and beach and better beaches, I should say, because Connecticut does have beaches, but
Yeah.
um it's not the same as down in the south and going towards the Caribbean. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay. The day's been all right. The day's been good. I've got some things done, so I'm not gonna complain about my day. But how about you?
That's good. I mean, I guess kind of the same as far as like the whole like stagnant thing goes.
Mm.
And I mean, the past couple of days have been a little rough just commute wise. It's been
Uh,
extremely draining and like irritating.
mhm.
Um, and yesterday because good old POTUS decided to come to New York City. So when that happens, they literally shut down everything, and it took me 4 hours to get home. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, and today wasn't that much better. He wasn't here today, but
Wow.
it was just another rough day, and I'm
So
just
I know
kind
you
of
had an appointment yesterday. Did you miss it or did you make it?
no, I did not make it. I had to reschedule it for a second time. So
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm sorry.
I and that was let's see, that appointment I made for like 3 hours after like I leave work, and I still missed it by like a good 45 minutes.
Damn.
So it was a
Wow.
lovely day, and I just haven't really snapped out of like my little funk. So like I'm trying to snap out of it for the camera, but
Mm-hmm.
besides that,
Damn.
no, I've been very moody. I just
Hey.
kind of like get home and I literally just like, go into the bedroom and I just like lay flat on the bed, my face down and everything, and I just, like,
Oh
lay
my
there for, like, a
gosh.
good, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then my boyfriend comes walking around the corner, and he's like, "Gotta go check on my girlfriend because she's, like, dead right now," and he comes and just, like, smacks me on the ass and, like, walks away, and I'm just like,
I'm glad you checked up. It's like flopping dead fish. Like, oh, yep, it's still alive. All right, cool. Bye.
yeah, pretty much.
Ah.
Yeah, I flop on a bed and he, comes up a few minutes later, so
Flops on that ass.
oh
No
god.
big deal. Wow. Well, hey, that's what you need every hour on the hour. So he was just getting started early. That's all. He was just, did he listen to the episode?
I don't think so because that's the only one I had received, so slacking.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, my boyfriend definitely listened to the episode. Partially listened to it with me, which was weird.
Awkward.
Yeah, like at first he was listening to it just in his headphones and he'll like start laughing about something and I'm like, "What are you laughing about?" And I'm just
Yeah.
like, "You know what? F it. Just just put it so we all can hear it. Like let me hear it." So we're
Oh,
literally
no, I
having
couldn't.
dinner. Yeah, we're having
Mm-mm.
dinner and oddly it was at a point where I was talking about how his diet is like complicated but
No.
simple. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that is true." Like the way I worded it, he's like, "Yeah, I really agree with that." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh." Didn't really picture this to happen after the episode. And he's like,
Right,
"Oh, I didn't
right.
know you felt that way. You never told me that." And blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, "Oh, so you like it when I do this and that?" And I'm like, okay. No more episodes for you, sir."
Oh gosh, yeah, no, I definitely couldn't do that. I'm like, "Oh god, I don't wanna, like, it's weird enough, like, just listening to it, like, on your own, but then, like,
Mhm.
being around someone, like, watching it and, like, hearing you and then
Yes.
seeing their reaction to hearing you, like, no,
Yeah,
I can't.
super weird, but,
Yeah.
yeah, so it actually made me think. So, when you reflect on your relationship with your boyfriend,
Mhm.
what would you say is one of your favorite things about your relationship?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of tricky because I don't know. Well, I guess there's a lot of things that I enjoy, but I think just kind of like thinking about it on the spot,
Mhm.
they all kind of like boil down to like the same kind of a thing, I guess.
Okay.
Which would just kind of be like we always like to like explore different things. Vacationing is pretty huge for us, which is why I'm kind of bummed that we're like halfway through the year or almost, and I still haven't gone
Ugh,
anywhere.
yeah.
So that's kinda,
Oh.
like, driving me crazy, but we normally do travel a lot, and if not, like, far, it's locally, like, we'll always go try to, like, a new restaurant or something,
Mhm.
um, and I don't know, just, like, kinda having that, like, quality time together and just, like, learning new things, I think I think it's really important and valuable in a relationship.
I like that. Y'all are the fun couple. I mean, not saying that we're boring, but
Well,
just from what you give, like y'all like to go and do trips. Y'all are the couple to pick when it's like, oh, let's do like a couple's trip or, stuff like that.
yeah, I'm
It's like,
down.
okay, we know y'all are going to be down, so we're just going to tally you in for that one.
Yes,
Like they're
which
ready to go.
we gotta work on those plans too, so,
For sure. Yeah, no,
yeah.
for sure.
I have some thoughts in my mind, so we'll talk offline.
Mm, let's please. I'm ready. As you see, I'm ready. My plans already got canceled, so
Mm,
I have a little vacation time on the books still here, so I'm
good,
ready to spend it. So
good,
ready.
good. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have to say for my relationship,
Yeah.
obviously, as you know, being my best friend, that my relationship isn't it didn't start super traditional or whatever, but for
That's the fun
those
part,
of
mine
you
didn't
who
either.
right. So for those of you who really don't know me, my relationship, what I'm going to tell you is that my boyfriend and we actually have dated like 10 years ago. And we're a case of finding each other again, right?
Mhm.
So, and it's pretty cool being that way because we can look at how we were before and now
Yeah.
this time around. And granted, yes, there's a baby this time versus last time, but even just how we interact with each other or things we know about each other or things we remember, which I'm going to tell you, he has your kind of memory, Cassie. He like certain shit he just don't remember.
Oh, well, you have practice with me, so you should know how to, like, handle it, so you're welcome.
Yeah. Well, when you live with it, it's exhausting. I don't live
I'm
with you.
sure.
So, anywho, one of my favorite things for our relationship is actually our communication, where we can just sit and talk and
Mhm.
just talk. And we'll talk about anything at any time. And we'll go into tangents and rants and just, we'll start talking after like the baby goes to bed or something. And all of a sudden it's like midnight. And we're like, oh, damn, we've just been sitting here talking. We wanted to catch up on one of our shows or we wanted to do something else. And
Yeah.
like we just never got to it because we sat and talked. So,
That's good, though.
something, what do you say?
So that's good, though.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's healthy.
Mhm.
The communication is really important. And even just from our previous relationships and um where we are now, like we acknowledge areas that we would like to be stronger and communication is one of them.
Okay.
So it brought me to think about one thing that we do talk about often is having like some kind of passive income or an income that is like where it's a self-made income.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend's very I say he has like such a hustler gene in him where if he needs to hustle and pull shit together and make shit happen, he
Mhm.
will do it. Like it will come together like that for him, like in a snap. Like and it seems like not much effort. Myself, I don't
Yeah.
have that. I'm not there.
Yeah.
And if it's already put together for me and I need to do it, sure, I can do it. But it was like I have to come off the top of the noggin and pull it together and make it work and make money come from it. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not doing it. So it really made me want to talk to you about it because um when I talk to you and I talk to Nat about certain things, I always get two different like opinions,
Yep.
where you're more of like the career like perspective and she's more of the personal life perspective. And I don't know if it's because she's a mom also, so that's why, but that's usually how it goes for me.
Mm,
So I said, well, I've been talking to my boyfriend about this, so let me talk to Cassie. And I think this would be pretty interesting content for our episode because I think there are many other people in the world who feel similar to how I feel.
yeah.
And I want to know how you feel. So why not just put you on the spot and ask you, right? So when it comes to that, do you feel like there's something that everyone has within them that they're passionate enough about to be able to make money from?
I feel like that's kind of a loaded question.
Okay.
Because like,
Unload.
so like on one side of that spectrum, I do truly believe that like, we're all here for a purpose and there is
Hmm.
some kind of like fiery burning passion that we each have, but
Okay.
I don't think that everybody finds it in their lifetime.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess like an answer to that question would be like, yes, I do think that if I do think that everyone has like a passion,
Hmm.
but I think everybody finds it. Um,
Okay.
which I think can kind of, impact things like that. Where I do think that, the people that don't find it, they just get
Hmm.
comfortable working, for the typical corporate America and they work like their 9 to 5s and, they might not be okay with it because I feel like a lot of those kinds of people do kind of, complain about certain things
Hmm.
and live not everybody. I'm not putting people in like a box because obviously people make a lot of, money and they're wealthy and whatever. But
Right.
like, a lot of people kind of in that category like live like paycheck to paycheck and stuff. And it's kind of like a different mindset, right? Because like even if you do find that passion and you have that thing, it takes a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears to really like focus and truly like get it going.
Hmm.
I mean, I think it's awesome that your boyfriend it just kind of, like, comes naturally to him.
Right. At
Um,
least it seems like it. He could be
yeah.
lying, but you
But
know.
I think, like, you know me, like, I've tried a lot of different things to include,
Hmm.
like, MLM companies and things like that, and I haven't really found something that, like, I was super passionate about, and I think that's kind of a part of the reason why it never really, like, took off necessarily.
Okay.
Um, but, uh, but yeah, I don't know.
So do you think if you're passionate about it, you should make money from it?
I do. Um, hmm, trying to think about that too, because I'm also like a lot of people do like really great like volunteer work that like they're passionate about, and they might not necessarily get paid, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I think it just really kind of depends on like what that person is like looking for. Like, what do they want out of this? Like, what are they going to do? Because some people can be completely happy working a 9 to 5 and
Hmm.
doing their passion on the side for no extra money.
Understood. Understood. What about so so you do if you could clarify for me, you think
Oh,
that
and I'm like all over the place.
we so I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. So, you know what? Instead of asking, I'm just going to tell you where I stand. How about that?
Yeah, go for it.
We'll make that
Yeah,
a
'cause
little
we didn't
easier
get
on
there.
us.
Yeah.
So myself, I personally don't find myself to be passionate about anything in particular, to be honest.
Mm,
Um,
you just haven't found it yet.
or I haven't found it yet. Right. I but there is potentially something
Okay.
which I would consider being a homemaker. And yes, I typically talk about like, oh, like being a stay-at-home mom and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But for me, there's so much more to being able to do that with a lack of care about being able to make money from doing it. So for me, I don't have a high level of interest of having a passion that I can make money from
Mm,
because what I personally find more important is taking care of my home. And I've always felt like that, aside from the fact of becoming a mom, that my
yeah.
home has always been like my number one. It's my place where I rest my head. It's my place of comfort. It's like I used to call my home my palace. It's, my throne.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to be able to adjust my lifestyle, so to speak, to not have to be that 9 to 5 person and to have that passion that I can, source my own money from
Hmm.
just from my own abilities. And I feel like I've been gypped
Oh.
because of
Oh.
how today's times are.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of opportunities to be able to be a homemaker and live off of a one income household like families have been able to do many, many years ago because of
Yeah.
how today's times are now.
Hmm.
So it was something that I think about, I think, pretty often. And I think it's because of the relationship I'm in and being able to see the differences between the two of us and
Yeah.
just having conversations around how that's literally how today's world is operating right now is you look everywhere and someone has some type of passion or thing they're doing that they're making money from and they're telling you to do the same thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. We're living in a very entrepreneurial culture right now. So,
Yes.
um, that definitely contributes to everything, and I think a huge part of that is social media.
Oh,
'Cause
yes.
without social media, that to me really changed kind of like the dynamics of households because people are able to do what they want to and make
Hmm.
money off of it. There was a time that I was making money off of social media too, and
Hmm.
it was just something that was, it's kind of easy and it's very accessible and everybody's on it, right? So,
Right. Right.
um, that's changed things as well as, like, inflation and stuff like that, like, it's hard to just have, like, one person being, like, the breadwinner and,
Hmm.
having to take care of the entire household, right? Because
Right.
everything's just, like, super insane right now, so,
Everything's so inflated. And then what it's the talk of possibly being in a recession again soon.
yeah,
And
it's,
it's just like, damn,
we're
like,
a great generation, we can't catch a break.
we really can't. It's just like that video, the reel I sent to you guys not too long ago with
Yeah,
just being through things like 9/11 and COVID and like swine flu and all these like school shootings and mass murderings. Like it's like every like 4 years or something. And it's like we just can't get a break to live a happy life. I'm so sorry. I see a spider and it has me so distracted right now that I'm
I
like,
could tell something's going on over there.
oh my gosh. Like I don't want you to think I'm like crazy, but you just see a spider crawling out the corner of your eye and it's like, how do I stay sane and crazy? Luckily it's nothing too big and scary. So
It's not close to you, is it?
it's closer than I like it to be, but it's not like
Oh,
within
gotcha,
arm's reach.
okay.
Yeah. No,
Well,
we're
that's
just gonna keep tabs on that sucker. Sorry. Super distracting, but
I could tell. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Oh,
but yeah, so no, it's just something that it's just a topic that is typically on my mind, and I personally find this to be frustrating because I have a lifestyle that I truly desire to live, and it doesn't fit within today's so-called society of how I should be living or how I should be influenced to live.
mhm.
And just like I said, with the way things are today, it just makes it harder to attain it. But I personally don't find it unreachable,
No, no.
you know, but it's just the hoops and hurdles to get there are just so much. And I, I guess maybe it comes back to my spirituality and just feeling like that's really not within me. It's really not who I am. And
Mhm.
like, there's just so much peace to be in my life than over here freaking breaking my back trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
So,
that's true, but I do truly believe that you just haven't well, but no, you said that homemaking is kind of like your passion.
yeah, girl, I will clean the shit up out the house. But like, if you look at my house now, my house looks crazy, and it's because I I'll just be overextended, honestly, between working and just trying to do typical, daily things that have to be done, and
Yeah,
then wanting to do the extra stuff is like, damn, something has to get missed.
right. No, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of gave up on that a while ago.
Oh,
Um,
girl.
But, you know, getting with the times and kind of like how things are going,
Mhm.
would you ever see yourself trying to utilize social media to make some income so you can become a stay-at-home? Because there's plenty of people out there that make videos and get
Mhm.
paid for showing how they are a stay-at-home mom and like what they do all day or how they clean and like organize and all those kinds of things.
Um, I honestly can't say, um, because I always feel 50-50 about social media, to be honest. Like, sometimes I really just don't wanna be involved, and then sometimes I'm like, I wanna be involved. I feel back and forth, but I think it's also partially because of that age we grew up in,
Yeah.
like, I think that's just what it is. But me personally, I'm the type of, like, I would rather be a landlord for my passive income, because in that way it's less hands-on in a sense. Like, as long as everything is all set, your contract is airtight, you really can't miss, and you have great tenants. That would be my passive income, to be honest, not necessarily like me physically having to do something to like like it's
Everything requires some kind of work. Even if you're
well,
a landlord, you gotta get like, plumbers and mechanics and.
but if you have a property manager to handle that stuff for you, then you're good to go.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yes, yes. So, listen, girl,
Too much.
I've already thought about these things. Like, I know I'm not going to be Susie homemaker. One, because I'm Amanda, I'll never be a fucking Susie. But I'm not a Susie homemaker, so I know that there are other things I'm going to have to do. But I like to eat. I like nice things. I like to go places. I'm still realistic. Like,
Exactly,
I'm going
yeah.
to have something coming in, but you know, my main focus is being a homemaker, or as some would call it, a hen hussy.
A hen hussy? What the hell is that?
I don't know, girl. You can find anything on the internet.
Oh my god, so you've clearly done some research because I've never heard of that a day in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, girl. A hen hussy. You can call me a hen hussy.
I will need to
Hmm.
remember that after this conversation.
Running the chickens in the coop.
Oh my god.
That's really what a hen hussy is, but it's just maintaining the coop. But
Very
yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. I just had to share my dreams and desires in this episode because
nice.
I just I just know I can't be alone in this. I just can't.
I'm sure you're not. I think there's plenty of, people out there that feel the same way as you do.
Right. Like, someone's gotta wanna be plenty of housewives, house husbands. Some of us just gotta clean the home and
Yeah, not
shit.
me. N
I don't
Definitely
mind
not me.
cleaning my home. I'm not cleaning someone else's shit. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Except
where
for
we're
mine,
that's
for
where we're
sure.
drawing the line. No, I'm not cleaning your house. I'll help you with organization, but I'm not cleaning
Um,
solely.
you helped me clean when I moved.
You know what? You're right, because wait. Oh, like when you moved from Virginia?
Yeah, because you know
I
what I think about all the time is how you scrubbed the shit out of my little oven things, and I still to this day need to talk to you about this because it was amazing. I still can't clean my stove like that. I don't even know what happened, but it was
See,
great.
I'm supposed to be a homemaker. If that shit don't show it.
That was like 10 years ago, and I still think about that shit.
She's like, damn, this bitch got my drip pants sparkling. I don't know. I don't know. It's just within me. See.
Yeah, skills that I don't have.
I guess once I become that homemaker, I guess I'll have to start sharing some of that stuff then.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you can find me on TikTok if it
Yeah,
ain't banned from every state at that point.
exactly. Because people like me need these tips, let me tell you. I've learned a lot from social media.
Or even about like returning your produce. That's bad.
Yeah, what the hell is that even about? Who said that
Yes.
was a thing?
So people, listen, because I just taught my girl the other day, if your produce is bad, so if
Is
you
this
go to the
just
grocery
at
store,
Stop and Shop? We're gonna call them out.
no,
Oh,
no, this should
okay.
not be only a stop. So listen to this. So if you buy produce, right, and it is bad, say you buy some berries and you get home, you open it, and in the middle there is mold. What are you going to do? Are you going to bring it back to the store like I would, or are you just going to take the L like Cassie?
Take the L.
No, you bring that shit back to the store. So my friend here, which I hope you don't mind me telling the world that you have just recently learned that you can return bad produce to the grocery store.
No, I had no
And
idea.
for example, I did this at Stop and Shop. For those of you who don't have Stop and Shop, you might have Giant. They are like the same thing. So anyways, so I had a pickup order. Granted, it was a pickup order. I have done this with produce that I have went and purchased through the register myself. I had bad produce. So I had celery that had a million and one gnats and there was a spider in the shit. I
Ew.
returned it. Right, exactly.
That's
Why would I keep
electric.
that? Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that L. I'm returning it. So long story short, I went back to the store, returned my produce, went and exchanged it for produce that was more fresh. So Cassie says here, how the hell can you return that? You bought it, right? You
You
bought
don't
it.
inspect it first?
Typically you do, but can you inspect the middle of a bag of salad? No, you cannot. You cannot. So, what I have allowed my friend to know is that when you come into situations like these, yes, you are able to return your produce. Because think about it like this. Yes, Cassie, you are correct in the perspective of, well, you picked it and bought it.
Yeah. I told Amanda if I was a manager, I'd be like, "Bitch, you picked this shit. You deal with it. That's not my problem at this point."
Right. But then you have to think about it from the customer's perspective, right? So, why are you selling me bad produce?
You picked it. You can make things out of bad produce.
Why are you selling me bad produce? Because now you have to think as a company, you have a standard to hold, right? So no one's going to want to shop at the place that continuously has bad produce and they don't let you return the shit.
I guess. But then also just like the fact that you even have like the patience to do that because I have never stood in one, but I have seen those damn lines to Stop and Shop for the little like return thing or whatever.
Oh,
And I would never.
so the trick is you gotta be like an older lady and go in the fucking morning. You gotta go first thing in the morning. Girl, I went, it was, what time was it? I was texting you, it was like 8 o'clock.
I don't know.
And I got there and there was no one there because the person called out who was supposed to open.
Ooh.
So I done took my happy ass over to another section where I seen people standing and I was like, listen, I have this from an order and and they kind of try to play me a little bit like, oh, do you have an order? I'm like, the fucking sticker's still on the bag. So if you want to take a look at, like, I didn't take anything off the bag. This is the
Yeah.
bag you gave me the product in. But no, you just have to go early. That's all.
Gotcha.
You just have to go early, or you could just go to a regular register and just tell them I need to speak to a supervisor or a manager, and they'll handle stuff real quick. You just have to know how to word it. I've worked in customer
Oh
service for
god.
so long that you
Yeah.
just have to know the right trigger words is really what it comes down to. I want to speak to a manager. Oh, well, let me see if I can handle it. Okay, great, cool. Because most times they will just handle it. That's all.
Oh man. If there's anything y'all learned in today's episode, it's that me and Amanda might be best friends and we might have similar stories, but we are two completely different people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But those are the things that you need in your friend circle, people. You need to
Oh
have
yeah.
friends in your circle who work in different industries than you, who have different life experiences than you, because you learn so much from it. You
Sure
really
do.
do. And it opens your perspective, it opens your mentality, it just opens you up as a person.
Mhm.
Because if you're in a group of people who are all the same as you, what type of growth do you have? Who
Yeah.
wants a friend circle that you cannot grow from?
Right. I
Who wants a
totally
friend
agree.
circle that doesn't want to help you grow?
Yeah.
you know so and that's another thing my boyfriend and I were talking about, how like when you have friend circles like that where someone doesn't know something and you're able to teach them, that's a good feeling, because it's just like, damn, like I'm not your friend just over here just kikiing with you because I can, but like I'm
Right.
able to give you a little bit of knowledge on something because I've experienced it. I've worked in customer service for way too long to not be able to at least give you something.
Yeah. Well, and it is appreciated because I honestly had 0 idea that was a
Right,
thing.
yeah. Yeah, no, and the way produces nowadays too, you better return that shit if it's bad. I'll be damned.
Well, good to know. I'll let you know if I ever actually, do that.
Yes, let me know how your experience goes. And if something don't go right, let me handle it, girl, because I was a manager. I've been in customer service for 15 years and I know how to do my shit. So
Yeah.
I worked at Stop and Shop, work at Home Depot. I ain't gonna go any further than that.
Moral of the story, Amanda has our backs. guys.
I got y'all. Let me know what you need help with. I'm pretty sure I can find a way for you to get it legally.
I can't with you. Ay,
Well,
ay, ay.
I'm glad I could provide a few gems for y'all this episode and just kind of share what's just been on my mind and get Cassie's opinion on that. But as y'all already know, we're wrapping this episode up, and until next time, guys.
Bye.